Hello everybody, my name is Ben the Human, and today we're taking a look at Primitive Society Simulator. It is a colony management sim by YSH Games. Thank you again for the code to take a look at this game. It's a colony management sim set in the old Stone Age times of like Neolithic humans, but this is before civilization existed. We're trying to keep the humans alive and well, and we're just gonna jump in here. I've done the tutorial. I know enough to be dangerous, but I'm by far not an expert in the game. There's a lot of settings you can mess around with. Something that I think the dev may or may not want to work on is the UI. Looks like something out of Windows 98. I may have dated myself there with that reference. But the game itself is a lot of fun. I'm having a good time messing around with it. So we're gonna show it off a little bit here. Something that's kind of interesting is all of the people you start with your colony with, they all have like they all have no skills. Some have better intelligence and better vitality, but overall they're kind of like a rough template for a human, and they can kind of do whatever you want with them. At least I've found they can all kind of do whatever. I think, well, it makes more sense to try and take your people that have higher vitality and make them maybe like hunter-gatherers, and then you can take your people that have higher intelligence and make them into like your crafters and whatnot. The hillside we once called home was swallowed up by a sudden blizzard. Everything perished. Oh god. Compelled by our fate, we set out on a long journey to find a new home. Rivers flowed towards the sun as the land stretched out to touch the sky as far as our eyes could see. The wilderness broadened before us. In the end, we found our safe place, a land rich with life. We continue to accept nature's blessings and tribulations. Our people will survive, prosper, and thrive. Agreed. So, you start with 8 people. The first thing you want to do when you get into the game is you want to open up the assign work. It's got your typical assign work priority list like that you've seen in, you know, a RimWorld or Oxygen Not Included, that kind of thing. So I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to pause the video real quick here, and I'm going to go and set my priorities for all the people. I don't want you guys to watch me lay that out, but I'll bring you back at the very end here when you've seen how I've set the priorities. So hold on just a second. And we're back. So I've set up my priorities here. I like to have like a main person for each of the main groups. So you have herbal, which ends up being your medicine, like your doctoring. Crafting and building are under 1. These 3 aren't listed under 1, but I kind of list them under hunting because it's hunting, fishing, gathering resources. Husbandry is taking care of any animals that you domesticate along the way, and then foraging is going out to farm or gather berries from bushes. Food preparation is your cooking, and then you have storing resources, which is moving things to your stockpile, I believe. Either that, it's one of the storing resources and gathering resources are very similar. I don't actually know which one controls what. And then tablet engraving is all about how you teach people in the future how your skills go. I don't know if we'll actually get to that in this first look here. If I continue to play the game later, we'll probably get into that. But tablet engraving is, long story short, you engrave these stones that impart knowledge to future humans that will grow and kind of kickstart their knowledge so they don't just start from nothing. But that's how I laid it out. I have a doctor here. I have 2 primary builder crafters. I have 2 people that do, or I have a couple people that do gathering resources. I kind of split it between my foragers here and my fisher hunters here. I have a single person who's in charge of any animals that we happen to domesticate. They also happen to be my doctors, since they probably won't be doing much of either. And then I also have a single cook. And that kind of like covers most of the main things, at least for me. So now that we have our priority set, all of our people are sleeping on the ground. Let's go ahead and start building out their base here. So the first thing you have as far as like a building is concerned is the shed. So that's where we want to put our first thing here. I want to build a shed over our stockpile, first of all. Keep things out of the rain and whatnot. And then we're gonna build a second shed a little ways back here that we will put our people's beds in. I like to do it as a 6x4, because that will actually, we can build beds that hold 2 people per bed, and you'll see how that shakes out in a second here. I like to have a third tent. I like to rotate it. That becomes like our crafting tent. I usually make that one a little bigger, like maybe like yay big. And then something that's actually pretty important to get going is in this other category is a bonfire. And like when night falls, you want your people to be able to gather around the fire and just like chill out after a long hard day's work of being a Stone Age man or woman. So we've got our structures set up. I don't know if the floor matters. It adds wealth value, but I don't actually know if that matters. Something that is helpful though is that this is in the tutorial, but if you just click this hide roof button, you can see what's underneath the shed. It's actually, once the shed is built, it's actually really hard to see or interact with things inside of it unless you click that hide roof button. And now you can see they've actually built some sheds. Let's go ahead and get some meat racks queued up. That just lets our people process food in a way that makes it last longer. So we'll dry out our fruit, we'll dry out our meat, and they'll last longer. Let's go ahead and get our beds built here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just big enough to fit all the space of the beds here. And now once this is built, we can put all of our crafting stations in here. So crafting bench does stuff like tools, so like your spears and your pickaxes and whatnot. Fishing tools are for fishing, obviously, and then the weaver's bench is actually for making clothes. They all have like these grass clothes on right now. Technically, they're naked. If we come in here and we look, they should have a negative. Yeah, not wearing clothes. So they have a -3 to their mood because they're technically running around in their grass underwear. All right, let's go ahead and queue up our crafting stations here. And I like to start with the weaver's bench because it's the biggest. And then the fishing one is also rather big. Let's rotate you so you're like against the back wall here. And then the crafting bench is much smaller, and we can just kind of tuck that right in there or something. All right. So we got most of our main stuff in here. We got storage, structure, crafting. You might be wondering, how do you gain more technology? Well, there's this thing called creations here. As your people do these tasks, as they craft things, as they gather resources, they'll gain more knowledge, and you can see eventually they'll reach these things. Like we just crafted, I don't know what we crafted, but we crafted something, so we gained a little more knowledge. We have 7 total now. So when we hit 50, we'll discover bridge and we'll discover raincoat, and those are things that you will, if we get to that in the first look, I'll show you how you can discover those. Basically, you assign a villager to imagine what a bridge could look like, and eventually, like over time, they will develop that technology, and then you can build a bridge, and it's actually really kind of neat that way. And the whole game kind of grows organically that way. We'll get into search for herbs here a little later once we have all of our crafting set up. We'll look at the world map here. Very similar to RimWorld, how this is laid out, where if we zoom out here, we can see like other tribes nearby. The red ones they're hostile. Yellow ones are neutral. I assume if you get in the good graces of anybody, there'll be a green tribe, maybe? I'm not sure. But you can see the bonfire. Nice and lit up, and that's where they'll go to eat when the day is done. Are we missing a guy? We're definitely missing somebody around the fire. Growlock Bear killed something. I don't know what he hunted. Did you hunt a chicken? Or a sheep? Could have been either. I don't think they can defend themselves. All right, we should assign our fisher person, Brelka, to grab the other spear. She's asleep right now. Okay, we'll let him sleep, and I'll try to remember to give Brelka a thing for tomorrow. So prestige is like, we got this war totem. I don't know if we even have the stuff necessary for that. I assume you have to kill someone. But I do like to have a corral going here. I just like to make it a 6x6. And this is where I will show you how to domesticate a chicken here once we have this all set up. We'll let those guys build that. Planting, you do need the seeds bench for this, so let's go ahead and tuck this into this corner over here. And then culture is where I was telling you you can build these stone tablets and whatnot to share the people's accumulated knowledge with any children you may have in the future. The other tent I would like to make is like a medicine tent where we have this herbs bench, soothing point, patient bed. If anybody gets wounded from animal attack or otherwise, that's where you want them to go. So we'll build a smaller tent here. Maybe a little further away from the bonfire. Like that big seems good. And that'll be where our medicine takes place. Let's go ahead and fast forward through the night now that we have all of our stuff laid out. I like to do 8 times at night, and then I lower it down to 2 times during the day. Something that I do want to show you how to do. So you might be wondering, how on earth do I domesticate animals? You'd think maybe it's under herding or butchering or something. You actually want to come to this priority thing down here. This is all in the tutorial, so if you're like, he's explaining this stupidly, just play the tutorial, you'll understand. There's a lot of these little things hidden under priority, and I assume the fruit dryer, you can tell people to dry what fruit dryer to use if you don't want them to use more than one for some reason. But it's actually really important under hunting if you want to get into capturing your own animals and training them or getting like a sustainable farm going where you raise chickens and eat their eggs and butcher them and whatnot. You want to come here and click on capturing them and tell your hunter what to bring back. You can tell them to hunt adults, you can tell them to hunt juveniles, and you can only capture juveniles. Right now I only want to work on chickens. So who's our primary hunter? Growlock Bear is our primary hunter. They're still asleep. I was gonna give Brelka a spear. So let's give her a flint spear here. Good. Since she's our backup hunter. And then when Growlock is done sleeping, I'll actually show you how to capture yourself a chicken here. Actually, is our thing built? Oh, they're working on it right now. By the time they catch a chicken, the pen should probably be done. Do you guys have any chicks? These are full-grown chickens. We need to capture a chick. They look like a little puff of white. Those are sheep? Aha! They're there. Little yellow guy here. So we want to right-click on this guy. No corral yet. We'll come back to you in a second. Hey, you guys gave up on building the thing here. I wonder if we don't have enough sticks. Could be the case. Yeah, they're going to gather sticks right now. Let's mark some more trees for gathering, just so we have wood and sticks necessary for any buildings we might want to make. The villagers are relatively smart, I would say. If you're missing a resource, like we were for the chicken corral here, they will go out and they're like, well, what resources are we missing? And they'll go chop down a tree or something like that, and then they'll come back and finish the corral. All right, the corral is done. Now, Growlock, where are you? You're hunting a sheep. All right, I'm gonna let you hunt this sheep. Just because. And then I'm gonna have you grab this chicken here. Ooh, natural endowment gathering, ancestral will achieved. So that's another thing that you unlock over time. Is your people will, as they do things, they will unlock these ancestral will things. So we've unlocked gathering because we've gathered 1,000 food, which then gates us out of planting, but they kind of tell you how would you get into planting. You want to send your herb team to search for crops, you would need to craft a hoe, you need to craft the seeds, and then build farmland and a plow, and then you get prestige for that. So it kind of walks you through everything you need to do in order to achieve these things, which is cool. Fishing we haven't even started yet because we haven't crafted any harpoons, but we'll get to that when our crafting bench is done, which it is done now actually. So let's go ahead, unpause time, take that out of there, and then we're going to make sure we have things on hand that we would like. I would like to have 2 ropes. Growlock Bear is taking a bone somewhere. Where are you going? Oh, are you gathering a chicken? Capturing juveniles. I knew you could. I don't know why you were carrying a bone, but I believed in you. All right, we have two ropes. I like to have all of the craftables queued up here, and I like to switch them all to maintain, and then I just keep them kind of at the same level. It's so early in the game, and I haven't really gotten too deep that like we've gotten more villagers than I know what to do with. Spears are the one that I do make more than they start you with, because I'd like for all of my villagers to be able to have a spear in case of like wild animal attack or something like that. So that's the only one I push a little further. Taste any unknown crops. We'll get to that eventually. We would like to make some bone needles. Just maintain a stock of 2. And then we'll make some winter clothes. Maintain a stock of 4. I can't remember if like it counts the clothes that if they're wearing clothes as part of the 4, or if we should technically have it at 8. Let's maintain 2 harpoons so our fisher person can actually be fishing. Did we successfully tame that chicken? We sure did. We've got chicken 3. What happened to chicken 1 and 2? We're gonna rename this chicken though. Chicky is our first chicken. That is a female. I would love to find a male chick to bring back. What happened to your other chick? Did it fall in the river and float away? I've never... Every other time... I was gonna say, every other time I've been playing this game just to mess around and kind of learn how the systems work, I've always just had, like, way too many chickens. Something that is nice about this, though, is it tells you exactly how many chicken... Oh, you got 2, actually. We have... Is this a male and a female? Chicken 2. Wrong. This is Brock. We do have a male and a female. So what I think I'll do... We'll have to keep an eye on this. We'll leave the ability to capture more chicks for now, but you don't want to go above the capacity because it negatively affects your chickens. We will do auto butchering here, and you can set the values for whenever you would butcher anything. So we want to have at least 1 male. We would like to have at least 2 females, and then you can slaughter anything in between there. But as long as we meet any of the criteria, I assume it means all of the criteria rather than any, either or. But I guess we'll find out. Because I would like to always have 1 male, 2 females, and then we can get more if need be. Why don't we hunt that chicken? Why not? Now we can go ahead and make finish our medicine tent that we talked about a long time ago. So let's rotate that around. Put the soothing point next to it. That's in case they're like mentally distressed for some reason. We'll put 2 patient beds in there. We could honestly fit 4 patient beds in there, but we'll just start with 2 for now. Hopefully we don't have too many wounded villagers running around. And then I think I would like to make this corral a little bit bigger. Let's do it like that. And then once they've completed it, we can actually just delete the inner wall, and then we can have more chickens. Thank you for bringing back wood. Very nice of you. And I think tomorrow we can set out with the herb team, and I can kind of show you how searching for herbs works. We'll probably send like Brelka and then our doctor, because they're an herb person. Herbs knowledge for everyone when herbs are found every time. Interesting. We definitely want to send our doctor then. Who is our doctor? Doctor is Bolnir. Cool. Anybody else that should like get far herb lore? Maybe one of the foragers too. So Bolnir, Norgak, and then Brelka perhaps would make a solid rounded team, I think. Hacking down that tree like a boss. We got a lot of wood now. We probably don't need to hack down any more trees. Got a cool harpoon though. Brelka's just like hacking down all the rocks. Is that like your backup job, Brelka? I guess, yeah, gathering resources. Oh, that must be what gathering resources is like you can gather you gather stuff from like raw materials, and then like storing stuff must be like transporting it around. It's funny that they're named so similarly. If I wanted to make Brelka fish, okay, I could just right click and fish. All right, let's go ahead and fast forward through the night. Everybody's gonna take a nap. And then tomorrow we'll search for herbs. Overcrowded. Oh, how many people do we have in there? We already have 3 and 2. Okay. Now it's time to go into assign work. Go to hunting. No more capturing. We have too many animals as it is. People are starting to wake up. There we go. Brelka and Bolnir, definitely heavy sleepers. I think Bolnir was the other one we wanted to send, right? Yeah, Bolnir's our doctor. So Bolnir, Norgak, Brelka is the crew. Now let's go have them search for herbs. We got Brelka, sorry. I've mixed 2 names together. Norgak, and then Bolnir. And then we would like them to search for herbs. Let's have them take... How much food is 50? 50 is 1 day's worth of food. So let's have them take like 4 days worth of food. Not all of our food. Are you crazy? 200 food. That's 6 days. The math doesn't add up. How about 150? Okay, that's 5. All right. Let's go ahead and have them set out to search for herbs. And then we want to go to the overworld, right? Leaving the tribe, food will be consumed in 5 days. Afterwards, they will return. Farming tribe, nomadic tribe, nomadic tribe. Are they just gonna wander until they find herbs? Ah, after 5 days, back to the tribe. Interesting. You're trapped! Varna, what have you done? All right, when I said they were smart, maybe not in every instance here. Demolish the building so you can free yourself. There we go. You can build your way out of this problem. That's so funny. She's just stuck standing in the pen. And now the chickens have space to roam, so that's a good thing. Maybe we shouldn't have had them out there for 5 days. That seems like a long time. I wonder if I can recall them. Like if I come out here. Where are you going? They're gonna travel across the world. Expect to find herbs and unknown herbs after 20 hours. Oh, and unknown crops found after 19 hours. Very cool. So that's good to know. We will let them wander for a day, and then we will recall them. Maybe it'll even let us... I can't remember if when you find... Once you found the herbs or the crops, if it tells you that they've found that. I guess we'll find out. What can you do? You can taste unknown herb and then make a potion. I would love to maintain a maybe 5 potions, since we have 5 right now. Just 5 people back at camp now. They're like, man, I hope those guys come back. Let's check in on them. How are things going? 11 hours to go. Okay. Reset the camera. Back to base. Let's go ahead and fast forward through the night. So it seems like they'll, like, after a day, they would find the plants that we need. Lack of blades, lack of pickaxes. Didn't I tell you to, like, maintain a bunch of these? Or did they take some with them and now they're like, uh-oh. We're low. Unless we need more based on the number. Oh, yes! Herb team has found herbs. Visited the Great Wilderness. Has found herbs. Look at them. Cool. Oh, okay. And now they've changed direction. Unknown crops found after 1 day. They have 2 days left. I think we should probably bring them back. So let's have them come back. So it seemed like they could either find herbs or crops. And they found herbs. Let's see. Where are... Ooh, we found ancestral will for hunting. Ah, domestication. Hey, we... Dude, where the hell is a direwolf? Find direwolf... Catch a direwolf, juvenile, tame it, and then designate it as an anipal, and then pair with it. Man, oh man. Do you guys even see direwolves on the map? I see lots of chickens. I don't see any wolves on the map. I would hope... Oh, cool! So we found the new discovery for bridges because we've been crafting a whole lot. Basically, I'm hoping the game tells me if a direwolf shows up, and then we can try and tame it then. But you see how we reached bridge in Raincoat? Now we just need to designate an inventor. And basically that's just whoever we think would make a good person to designate. I have no idea what makes a good person as a designee or otherwise. Like, would they make a good raincoat person? I have no idea. Maybe a good crafter would be a good raincoat person? So we'll give that to them. And then a bridge seems like a construction person's thing. But our constructor... Well, actually, Varna is our best constructor. So is Drakkar, honestly. But I don't want it to be on the same person to do both. So we'll have Varna come up with the bridge, and we'll have Drakkar come up with the raincoat. So that's how you assign those. And these will take time. But eventually, they will, like, think through the process to make a bridge or a raincoat. And then you can build them, which is really cool. See how we're already at, like, a third of the way there? Some of these, like, you start initially with, like, forage berries, identify unknown crop, that kind of thing. But there's a lot of stuff in the game to be discovered. And I assume there's gonna be, like, even more added later. Crocodile armor? This is like meteor forging. Oh. Herb team, are they still out there? Found herbs. They found crops and they returned safely. Hooray! Good job, team. Oh, that's cool actually, is that they went out for a day, found herbs, and then as they were coming back, they found crops. So actually we have both to identify. Very cool. So we will taste unknown crop. Figure out what that is, and then this person will taste unknown herb. They're still working on it. They like to talk now. Once you have an idea assigned to somebody, so the bridge and the raincoat, now they will talk around the fireplace about their idea, and they're like, "Please shut up! You talked about the raincoat for like 3 nights in a row. I'm so tired of hearing about it." No, that's very cool. The planting, we did send the team, so now we need to craft a hoe. Do we have access to hoe? Hoe crafting? I don't see that here. Maybe that's a different creation. Like if we come back here. Sling, pottery, scribing, flint axe, copper mining, grinding herbs, foraging. You think it would be under gathering resources, but I don't see a hoe anywhere. That might be locked behind something else. Spear thrower, height armor. I think it would be in here. Or like under farming, I suppose, would be the other one. I don't see farming either. Farmland planning. Oh, there's hoe. Holy crap! We have to do so many foraging to reach reach the hoe. Guys, get out there and harvest all the berries. Actually, we should probably designate all these things for oh, you guys can't harvest this thing? Something we don't know yet. Is it something you need to taste? What if I take Norgak? Eating. Something we don't know yet. What is this? Is this not? Apparently it's not berries. Oh, here's the berry bush. I wonder what that thing is. Forage for food. I'm just like queuing up everything. Yes, Raincoat was invented. Bridge was invented. Based on that, though, I would love to get a bridge queued up here. Slow down time. This will be the last thing I show you guys, so you can kind of see how things work. So now it's under structure here. You just come over here, queue up bridge, and voila. Now somebody will come over here tomorrow morning and build a bridge for us. So yeah, that's the kind of like the first taste of how the game works. I'm really excited to see how these creations play in. And then obviously as you get more villagers and such, how does the transference of knowledge from like one generation to the next affect the game? It'll be very interesting to see how that works. But for now, I'm gonna leave the Let's Play there. If you guys want to see me play like a full series or more of this game, do let me know in the comments. Like the video, it helps me out a lot. If you want to see more games like this, if you want to see other things that are going on the channel, subscribe to the channel. That also helps me out a lot. But until next time, everybody, I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody!